Okay. Well, thank you all for joining us. We are so excited to share the information that we have with you tonight. My name is Julie, and oh no, yeah, you're all there, right? Hold on. Sorry, technical difficulties. Could you guys see my presentation when I did that? No. Okay. Hold on. It's just a night. It's just going to be one of those nights for technical difficulties. We're good. We can handle it. Okay. Now you can, correct? Okay, great. Anyway, my name is Julie, and myself, along with Bethany and Kelly, who is on the call, we are a part of an amazing group called the Healthy Living Revolution, where together we are coming alongside of individuals and families and helping them to take their health back in ways that are simple, doable, and fun. So we're super excited to share with you what we've learned and what we're now passionate to share with others tonight. So the reason we're excited and the reason we're taking time on a Sunday night to hop on here is because there are two startling trends that are happening in our world today. And the first is that environmental toxins are increasing. So whether this is products that you're putting on your skin, the air that you're breathing, the water that you're drinking, the food that you're eating, the pharmaceuticals that you're taking, our world is much more toxic today than it was for our grandparents and much more than it was for our grandparents' grandparents. And at the same time that toxicity level is increasing, our food quality has severely decreased. So I love this image because this gentleman is at the center aisle of the grocery store. And I know for me personally, about 6 years ago, I started on my health journey, and I learned that actually the ingredient label was more important than the calories and the fat. And I was totally shocked when I started looking at ingredient labels and learning what I was really putting into my body. Much of it, I didn't even know how to pronounce it. And so really our food should be what's defending us from this increase in toxicity. But unfortunately, it's contributing to the toxicity. It's full of enhancers, preservatives, pesticides, emulsifiers. And so we really do need to work on eating more real food. This is Dr. David Katz. Actually, Kelly and I had the amazing privilege of getting to see him speak last week in Tampa. He is the head of prevention at Yale, and he said this may be the first generation of children to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. Since he's made that quote, it's actually been proven true. If we do not make changes, this will be the first generation of children to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. And in all of documented mankind, we have always extended our lifespan. And so for there to be something going on today that is causing our children to not have that same life expectancy, that's very eye-opening. By age 12, many of our children have developed the beginning stages of hardening of the arteries. 1 in 3 is obese. 1 in 3 will develop diabetes. And more than 25% of children take prescription drugs on a regular basis. This is Dr. Bill Sears. He's known as America's pediatrician. And he shares that us adults aren't doing any better. 1 in 3 people live with some form of cardiovascular disease. 1 in 3 women will have cancer, and 1 in 2 men. I just want to repeat that real fast. 1 in 3 women will have cancer, and 1 in 2 men. I feel like this should be on the news every single night. This should be mainstream knowledge. I've been a part of this company now for 4 years, so I've been sharing that stat for 4 years, and I can tell you it's becoming more and more true in my life every single year, and it's terrifying. 1 in 3 will have diabetes by 2050, and 1 in 3 is obese. But the reason that we're on the call tonight, and we're going to stop talking about all the depressing stuff, is right here. 75% of all chronic disease is preventable. So there is some chronic disease that we can't do anything about. But the truth is that Americans are dying a lot of lifestyle-related diseases. And there is much more, we have much more control than we realize. I know for me, in my health journey, at some point, it actually overwhelmed me, and it stressed me out when I learned all the power that we had. But thankfully, through this movement, I learned that it's a little bit easier to take my health path, and there are some simple changes that we can make. So oxidative stress is linked to poor health. So what is oxidative stress? Well, it really is the internal aging of our body. I mean, when we get wrinkles on our face, that's the outward effects of oxidative stress. We all have oxidative stress. There's nothing we can do about that. As long as we're breathing, it's happening. It's the aging of our cells. And the more we breathe, the more it's happening. So if you're exercising, you have an increased level of oxidative stress. And so just as a little bit of a layman's definition, if you consider an apple and you cut open an apple and the flesh is exposed to the oxygen, it begins to oxidize. It begins to brown to rust to age. But you know that if you squirt lemon juice over it, an antioxidant, it delays that aging process. And the same is true in our bodies. Antioxidants go into our bodies and they bind with free radicals, which are damaging our cells. Whenever they bind with those free radicals, they neutralize them. And it therefore keeps our cells healthier. So our best defense really to disease and to aging is antioxidants. And we all know where we get antioxidants from, right? From fruits and vegetables. But unfortunately, today's mass-produced produce is packing a much less nutritional punch. There are two main reasons for this, and the first is soil depletion. I'm not going to talk about that tonight, but if you're curious, Google it. It's a very interesting topic. But the second is that it's mass-produced. So the plant, the fruit or the vegetable, gets over 80% of its nutrition within the last 24 to 48 hours of ripening on the vine. And we know, we go to the grocery store, we buy the bananas that are totally green. We know that our tomatoes are picked when they're green and then they're turned red with gas in a truck. In order for us to have all of this plethora of plants available to us, they are picked way before they are ripe, way before they are ready. And I actually heard a great analogy. Someone was explaining to me, consider a baby. We know when we take a baby a week or 2 weeks or any sooner than that from the mother, it can cause a lot of complications. Those last few weeks are very important. And the plant, the fruit or vegetable, that's the baby of the plant. And when we separate it from its source, its nutrient source too early, it's deficient. Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and mute. There we go. So that's what we're up against. I love this image. It explains so much. This was the iron content that was present in a bowl of spinach in 1953. In 1997, 21 years ago, you had to eat 43 bowls of spinach to get the same iron content that you got in 1953 from one bowl. And I actually believe this image explains those kind of really scary, depressing stats from the doctors. Because we're all trying. We're all trying to eat fruits and vegetables. We're all trying to get them into our kids. But the truth is that they're very deficient. And it's why we're struggling to stay well. So about in the 50s and the 60s, we knew we had a deficiency. And at that time, we thought there were 12 essential nutrients in plants that we needed. And so we developed the multivitamin. So we decided we were going to man-make, synthetic, isolated these ingredients. We put them into a vitamin, and we thought we were going to bridge the gap. But unfortunately, we haven't gotten any healthier over the last 50 years. It's actually relatively newer research within the last 10 years that we've learned there are over 20,000 different unique nutrients in one apple. They've located over 14,000 unique nutrients in an avocado and over 25,000 unique nutrients in one blueberry. And we believe we're just scratching the surface. We think it's like if you were going to try to name or number all the stars in the sky, we will probably never know what is really present in plants that makes them so powerful. But the important thing is that synergy. So right here, you see 400 named ingredients that are in an apple. Well, ingredient number 2 and ingredient number 73 and ingredient number 2010 all work together in your body to do exactly what it needs. So my favorite example of this is lycopene is found in a tomato, and lycopene is known to fight prostate cancer. But they're finding that when you remove the lycopene from the tomato, it has zero effect on the cancer. So what we need is we don't have a vitamin deficiency. We have a whole food deficiency. We need all of these thousands of ingredients, this micronutrition into our body every single day. So they used to say 5 servings a day, then they moved it to 7 to 13. There was a big campaign the government launched saying more matters, because it does. I've read some studies that suggest within the next 50 years, our recommended servings of fruits and vegetables a day will be 30 servings, because that's how deficient they are, and that's how much more toxic our world is. So we're on the line tonight because at some point Bethany learned about this amazing product called Juice Plus. Myself and Kelly also were lucky enough that someone shared it with us. And this product is incredibly unique. It was developed by a doctor. His name was Dr. Smokey Santillo over 30 years ago. He was more of a holistic doctor. He helped cancer patients juice. And his dad was diagnosed with lymphoma. So he was trying, and he was given 3 weeks to live. So he was trying to find a way to make his juice more powerful. So he decided that instead of juicing the fruits and vegetables, he was going to take the whole thing with the pit, the peel, the rinds, the seeds, even the leaves from the plant whenever possible, Of course, he was going to ensure it was vine ripened, so it had as much nutrition as possible. And he put it in a Vitamix and blended it up. What was left over was a slurry, and he dehydrated that slurry at a cold temperature to preserve the nutrients, and it resulted in a powder. It's what we call powdered produce. And he just pumped his dad full of this powder. And he ended up living for 6 more years. Not only did he live, but he thrived. He had a great quality of life. And it was at that time that Dr. Smokey knew that he was onto something. So Juice Plus hit the market 25 years ago. And I just want to take a second to look at the color and the variety on this image. You know, I talk to people sometimes who are like, well, I eat fruit, I just need more greens. And the truth is, no one really with our standard American diet has too much of any plants. And we need this wide variety. We need these colors every single day. These different colors do different things in our body. And it's just the consistency of being able to get them in every day that really adds up. So there are 3 things that make our product incredibly unique. And the first is that it's food. This is what blew me away. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. When I found Juice Plus, my 4-year-old was 3 months old. And the girl who shared it with me said, when he's 6 months old, excuse me, open the capsule and put the powder in his food. If he's eating food, he can eat Juice Plus. So we have a nutrition label. It's not a vitamin or a supplement. It's just food. You can't overdose. There's no warning label. If you can eat a salad, you can eat Juice Plus. And I love that. That makes sense to me. It's full of phytonutrition instead of not isolated vitamin. It's full of those thousands of ingredients that are in that apple, not isolated synthetic vitamins. It's non-GMO, dairy-free, and gluten-free. It's NSF certified, which is a third party that validates that what we say is in our product is, and nothing more. That's really important. It's the highest level of certification you can receive, and we've had it for over 20 years. It's also what ensures that our product is free of any herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, yeast, mold, and bacteria. Again, incredibly important, because even when I go to the store and buy organic produce, it's not ensured to be free of any pesticides and herbicides. So when I started giving these capsules to my son, you can imagine that was very important to me. And then finally, when our product hit the market 25 years ago, people had different experiences. You're going to hear some of those today. But whether it was blood sugar improving or cholesterol reducing or eczema going away, it was unique and it was different per person. So they decided they wanted to see, what is this product doing in human beings with blood drawn? And now we are the most researched whole food product in the world. We have 38 published studies in peer-reviewed medical journals with 9 underway. I believe we're knocking on the door of being more researched than the highest research pharmaceutical. We've been researched at Brigham Young, Yale, Vanderbilt, MD Anderson Cancer Center, some of the most prestigious facilities. And the research is just profound. So I'm going to share my favorite study with you because I can't help myself. This was the brainchild of a group of cardiologists. It was done at the University of Maryland and published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. And these cardiologists knew that 50% of heart attacks happen 4 to 5 hours after a high-fat meal. So that's why Christmas and Thanksgiving are terrible days in the emergency room. And they wanted to see the effects of Juice Plus on heart health. So they took a group of people to a very popular fast food restaurant and fed them a pretty standard fast food breakfast. And they waited 4 hours and measured the constriction in their brachial artery. So that's this gray line right here. You can see everyone had about 40 to 50% constriction in their brachial artery 4 hours after eating that meal, which is pretty crazy. Just 4 hours after eating a high-fat meal, your body's working almost 50% harder to pump your blood through. But then they divided the group up into 3. So one group was put on a placebo, one group was put on our fruit and our veggie blends, and the last group was put on our fruit, veggie, and berry blend. And they waited only 28 days, and this purple bar is 28 days later. So you can see the placebo group, who had the least amount of constriction in the beginning, had a slight reduction. The group on our fruits and our veggies, they had 68% less constriction just 28 days later. And the group on all 3 who had the most, they had almost 50% constriction. 28 days later, it went down to less than 1%. They had a reduction in constriction of 98%. And the reason why I love this study is this group changed nothing else in their diet. All they did was add more of what our body is designed to have, more plants, these powdered produce in a capsule, these whole food concentrates, and their body knew exactly what to do with it. So what if our body was just more prepared to handle what's coming at it? What's, the cold and flu season? What if we were just more prepared? I just love that study. So I want you to consider briefly that your body is like a car. A car needs oil and gas to run well, and our body needs micronutrition and macronutrition. The micronutrition, the oil, is those thousands of ingredients that we saw that were in an apple. And just like how you can skip an oil change or delay an oil change, and your car will still run because it is gas in the tank, but problems might be brewing. So that's what we have in America, is we are all deficient in high quality micronutrition, and that's where our capsules come in. But macronutrition, or the gas in the car, is proteins, fats, and carbs. And in our country, we have an abundance of these, but very little of it is of high quality. And that's where our shakes come in. These will actually fill your belly, and they are delicious. They come in chocolate and vanilla. They're low glycemic, so they stabilize your blood sugar. The first thing my friends tell me is they actually keep me full. And it's not because they're chock full of thousands of grams of protein. It's because they keep your blood sugar stable. They're vegan and non-GMO, gluten-free and dairy-free, plant-based. They have 24 different plants and some powerful prebiotic fibers. So if you are not regular, or your child is not regular, after our capsules and shakes, I can assure you that they will be. And then about a year ago, our company launched our first capsule product in over 15 years, our Juice Plus Omega Blend. And we know that omega fatty acids support our heart, brain, joints, skin, and eyes. And many people are bridging the gap with a fish oil. But fish oil is simply not sustainable. It takes 4 to 5 pounds of fish to make 1 ounce of oil, and the rest of the fish is discarded. So we have already overfarmed our fish. Not only that, but it comes with a higher toxicity. Fish oil is linked to prostate cancer, so there are definite risks associated with that. So we decided to skip the fish and go straight to the algae, which is where the fish get their omega-3 from. And we decided just to go for all plants. So it's a full spectrum omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 from all plants. And these beautiful little dreamsicles, I call them, because they taste like orange, so no more fishy burps. What's really important is that the technology to encapsulate them is cold press technology. It took us years to develop. If you're currently taking an omega supplement and it's fully encapsulated, that capsule had to be heated up to a certain temperature in order to encapsulate it, and that degrades the quality of the oil. So nobody wants to take a capsule full of rancid oil. So I love these. I was actually annoyed when they launched them because I believed we had the perfect product, and I didn't know why we were messing with perfection. And then about 2 months later, I no longer had anxiety, and now I'm crazy about these things. So absolutely love our omegas. And then Dr. Richard Du Bois, he was named America's top doc many years in a row. He was head of infectious disease in Atlanta, Georgia, and he was one of the first of now thousands of healthcare professionals to recommend Juice Plus. And he said, there is nothing available anywhere else in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus does in the human body. So at this point, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and ask my friend Kelly to unmute herself and just share her story about why she added Juice Plus and the effects that it's had in her health. Go ahead, Kel.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So I found the product when I was 8 months pregnant about, exactly 3 years ago. I did not have the pregnancy I thought I would. I thought I'd, first of all, have tons of energy, but I thought I'd be eating the things that, my body needed to fuel, and it just wasn't the case for many reasons. And I was elated to find something that was so easy to help fuel my body, and that, of course, not only was very safe while pregnant, and very safe for children, but that it was recommended. And so I started just after I had my son. And again, I didn't have anything compared to because this was my first pregnancy, but I bounced back so much quicker than I would see friends. I felt like hormones went back together. I was energetic. I slept well. I was like, oh, things are just kind of going back to place really well. I was craving water and fruits and vegetables, and I really didn't want to have anything to do with fast food, which definitely was a first in my life. And the funniest thing that happened was that my cravings, which I have had my entire life, no matter what I've eaten, what program I've been on, how many times I go to the gym, I always fought cravings. It was always a battle. It was always this or that, up and down. And I didn't really have that anymore. There was something about control. I'll just say control. And as Julie has said, it's that blood sugar. And I thought for the first time, I feel like I'm in control and I could put things together. And it was just a wonderful feeling. I felt like I was fueling my body. And 8 months later, my husband, I brought this home. My husband was like, you bought fruits and vegetables in caps. We have fruits and vegetables on our countertops, so I don't really understand that he was supportive and he went along with it. And 8 months later, he was like, okay, clearly this is amazing. I should probably do this too. I love your results. He jumped in with the products in the Shred 10, and we didn't realize he had very high cholesterol. His cholesterol came down over 30 points in 3 months. It was also with the Shred 10, what he was putting in his body food-wise, but also with the capsules. And my parents started to get healthier. And I will say my son just turned 3. And he got this through my breast milk. And then, like Julie said, I was able to put it into his mouth at 6 months old. He has yet to be on an antibiotic, and he has yet to have a sick visit even to the doctor, besides pink eye. That was the only time. And so it was just one thing after another. And I thought, people need to know about this. I wish I'd known 20 years ago. So
that's awesome, Kelly. I love your story and love that you're sharing it with others that have had these amazing experiences. So Kelly shared it with Bethany. And so Bethany, please unmute yourself and share your story. I love hearing about what Juice Plus did in your health picture.
Thank you, guys. I am so excited that you all are on this call. So I just want to say thanks again to all my family that are listening tonight. You guys all know my health challenges that I've faced the last 10 or 12 years. And I think, when Kelly started to share with me the information about Juice Plus, I just thought, you know what, it's time. I need to prioritize my health. And I have a very hectic lifestyle between work and the kids and home and, just getting everything done. Nutrition was not a huge I knew it needed to be a priority, but it wasn't something that practically and logistically I was able to eat enough fruits and vegetables. So Juice Plus came at a time when I was looking for a way to really help support my own nutrition. And, I have to be honest, I was not super consistent in taking my capsules the way that I should have been the first 6 to 8 months that I was taking them. And so I didn't see a huge difference that first few months. I was drinking more water and that was great. But really what has changed for me is in the last, since this last spring, I have actually been I've been taking 3 of each capsule a day instead of 2, which I just started to do that to try to boost my immune system. And really what I found was that I was craving more fruits and vegetables on a regular basis. I was drinking more water. I was sleeping better. My nails and my hair were unbelievably strong and healthy. And I'm down I think I'm down 4 inches in my waist, and I'm down 12 pounds overall. I did not set out to, this was not a weight loss goal of mine. I just really wanted to be feeling healthier. So anyway, this is something that has really worked well for me. I take a combination of the capsules and the shakes every morning. And that has helped me really get a great start to my day. And I make my shakes vegan with almond milk. So I found that cutting out dairy and being able to really get an awesome breakfast has helped. I honestly, I feel like as long as I get a really good breakfast, the rest of the day, maybe it's not going to go that great, but at least I started the day really well. But usually it does help translate into better choices for the rest of the day. And I'm feeling much more energetic. I was sharing with Julie and Kelly before everybody hopped on the call that I was running around in the backyard playing tag with the kids this afternoon. And I don't remember the last time I had enough energy to actually do that. So yeah, I want to share this with people because I think it, if it can help me, and it has helped me feel better and be my best self. I want to share that with other people.
Oh, I love that, Bethany. And I totally have a similar experience too. I was just that person that got sick all the time. And now I haven't been on antibiotic in 4 years. So that's amazing. But I had more energy. And I didn't realize that I was so tired all the time until I finally had energy. I'm like, this is how I was meant to feel. So it's been so fun to be able to share it with others. And at this point, we're kind of going to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to share my screen again. And we're going to talk a little bit about, because Bethany decided to partner with the Juice Plus company, we're going to talk a little bit about what that looks like and how you can maybe help her in this journey. So, let's see. Okay. So what sets the Juice Plus company apart? Well, first of all, we are on a mission to inspire healthy living around the world. So really what we want to do is just let people know this is an option. When I really started looking into the research behind Juice Plus, I was like, oh my goodness gracious. I have a heart for moms because I'm a mom, and I thought every mom deserves to know they put kale and broccoli into a capsule or chewable, and they can get it into themselves and their children every single day. So it's really easy to be associated with the Juice Plus company. It's only $50 a year. And with that $50, you get a back office website as well as a customer facing website for people to order and to view our research. You receive tons of company support. All we really do is share the products like we're doing today. Our company collects from, bills our customers, collects from them, ships the product to them, takes care of all of that, and then they just pay us every month by direct deposit. We carry no inventory. The only Juice Plus that we touch is our own. And at any commission level or any level that you hit within our company is permanent. And what I love about that is it allows you to really do this along with life. You can share casually, or you can share more with intention. And it really matches our mission of just to inspire healthy living. We want people to know that they should bring it up to their friends and family and help them know about this simple solution. At the top level of our company, there's an insurance package that's offered for your whole family, which allows you to take this opportunity full-time if you're interested. There are no quotas or minimums. So again, you really can just share casually, share a little or share a lot. You're a blessing either way. So there are people that operate this business in very part-time or less than part-time hours, and others that are able to take it full-time with benefits. Of course, we're sharing a product that's consumable. So every single day, you're able to take this amazing product. My 6-month-old son and my 87-year-old grandma take the same thing. They take it every single day, and at the bottom of a bottle, they need more. So I talked to some people 4 years ago that are still taking Juice Plus, and I love that. And that's what really allows you the opportunity to earn residual income or to build up a residual income stream. So our Juice Plus virtual franchise is incredibly unique, and I'm so happy that Bethany decided to partner with us. And at this point, I'm going to ask Kelly just to unmute herself and just share why she decided to be affiliated with the Juice Plus company.
So after I had my wonderful experience, my background actually is school counseling. I've been a counselor for 10 years in various places, and that's what I love doing. And I really didn't have any thought about doing anything else. And I found myself at a crossroads because I was coming back from overseas, and we wanted to start a family. And I thought, okay, so I want to have a full-time job. I like that, but I also want to stay home with my kids. Okay, I really don't know we're going to figure that out later. And this opportunity kind of fell into my lap as I found this wonderful product, and didn't know anything about business in this sense, the marketing system. And I learned more. And I thought, okay, so I get to stay home with my kids. I get to make a good living. I actually get more things than a school could ever offer me, because at the top, I couldn't get insurance for my whole family. I couldn't get a holiday bonus. I couldn't get monthly stipends. I couldn't work when I wanted. I had no vacation working at school. And so I was just like, well, even on paper, this is worth a hell of a shot. And I knew I was going to share it. This was something I was never going to keep to myself. And I thought, well, I might as well help people along in that journey. That sounds fantastic. That's what I do. I love helping kids along with their journey and helping them be better. And this was also an avenue to help them in a way that I had never thought of. And I really underestimated how much nutrition was a part of social, emotional, physical health is what I was doing. So it was kind of a no-brainer once I looked into it, and I gave it a shot. To be honest, it was like, I got nothing to lose. Let's see what happens. And that was 2 years ago, and I never looked back. And so I get to put everything I value first. I get to put my kids first. When my mom needs help, my dad's sick, my grandma is still alive, I get to go and do those things first. And my business is always there waiting for me, and I get to go wherever I want as fast as I want. And it's been fantastic and so much fun with the people who are along the journey with me.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Kelly. It's been a blast partnering with you for 2 years now. And so Bethany, I'd love for you just to share with your friends and family why you decided to align with the Juice Plus company.
Yeah, so I think I was kind of along the same lines as Kelly. I'm an educator. That's my passion, is for helping people find their their best path to whatever their future is. And so thinking just about what health looks like today, health and wellness looks like today, I feel like that's a conversation I have with a lot of people a lot of the time. And I feel like this is a fantastic product that has really helped me and has helped my kids. So, you know, I like to share things that help others. And that's really, I mean, I just figured what, you know, we're going to give this a shot and we'll see how this goes. So, yeah.
Awesome. It's that simple. I totally get that. That's pretty much how I felt. I fell into it because of that, right? I thought the more I know about this, people deserve to know. So at this point, we really want to thank you all for taking the time to hop on this call. And this is kind of Bethany's launch to her business. So we want to ask you just to think of people that you can connect to. So if you know of anybody who's looking for better health, or maybe that's yourself, or if you know of anybody who's open or maybe looking for another income stream that allows a ton of flexibility, you know, Bethany would love to partner with them or to just help share with them what we know of. So if anyone came to mind as you were, you know, listening to this call, please connect them with Bethany. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, go ahead and unmute yourselves. But otherwise, that's really all that we had to share. So I'm going to stop the recording.